Let's go with sales book today. Okay, sales book along with sales returns book. Now, sales book is also known as sales day book, and it records only the credit sale of goods to your customers. It records only the credit sale of the goods to the customers. What does it mean? It does not record cash sale of goods to the customers. It does not record cash or credit sale of assets to any of your parties. Okay, that's the meaning of this sentence. The sales day book records transactions of credit sale of goods to customers. It must be credit, it must be only goods. Had it been credit sale of asset, you don't record it here. Had it been cash sale of goods, you don't record it here. Okay, do you understand? You replace credit with cash. Cash sale of goods to customers, you don't record here. Okay, now you retain the credit and replace the goods with the asset. Credit sale of asset to others, need not be customers. Okay, it can be anybody, right? So credit sale of asset also you don't record. What is that you record? Credit sale of goods to customers, right? Continue. Sale of other things even on credit will not be entered into the sales day book but will be entered in journal proper. Okay, what do you record in journal proper? The credit purchase and credit sale of the assets, not the goods. Goods means goods meant for resale. Goods means buying the raw material, processing that into ultimate products and selling. They are goods, okay, goods meant for resale. But whereas assets, when we are procuring the assets are there in the company for a long time, okay, for more than a year. It can be 20 years, 10 years, 5 years, whatever, right? So you must make distinction between the asset and the goods meant for sale. What is an asset for us may be goods for others. Let's say furniture. Furniture is asset for us. For the furniture shop, it is goods. Okay, if goods are sold for cash, it will be entered into the cash book. That's the next step. Let's say if there are goods, they are not assets, but they are for cash. Where do you record that? You record that in cash book. Okay. Now the total of the book, sales day book or sales book, periodically at the end of the period, you record, you just post them into sales account in the ledger. Ledger is a book consisting of so many accounts. In the ledger, in sales account, you will post the total of the sales book. Okay. Now the model or the specimen of the sales day book looks like this: date, particulars, invoice number, ledger folio, amount. Okay. Remarks column you can exclude. I think that's not necessary. Okay. You can just close with the amount. Okay. Now look at this date column. What do you record there? You record the date on which the transaction is taking place. Number two, particulars. What do you write there? First, write the name of the customer who is purchasing your goods and the details of the goods you're selling to those customers or that particular customer. Number three, invoice number. Okay. Now there's no complication here. Okay. Outward invoice number you'll be recording here, and even if you don't write here, that's no problem. Now, ledger folio. As I told you, I have been telling you frequently, ledger folio is the page number where this particular transaction is recorded in ledger. And the amount can be divided into two columns, one inner column, one outer column. That's your wish. If you want one column specifically for calculation and the total to be taken to the outer column, you can divide the amount column into two, inner column and outer column, the total amount. Okay, the details and the totals. Okay, let's come to the point of posting. Now, at the end of the month, the individual entries and the total of the sales book column are posted into the ledger as per these two steps. What is that? Step one, individual amounts are daily posted to the debit of customers account by writing to sales account. to sales account. Okay. Step 2, the grand total is posted in the credit of sales account by writing by sundries, by sundries, by sundries. Okay. The second one is what we are going to see. Let's look at this problem. Let's look at this problem. I want somebody to read this problem. Can you please take up this so that you can quickly finish it off? Yes, anybody? I want somebody to volunteer. Aryaman, read it, man. Thakur.
Yeah, sir.
Yeah.
1st July, solid tip-top clothing, 50 suits of rupees 2,200 each and 2 months.
Oh, your
Credit
mic is not clear, ma. I want somebody to, yeah, I want somebody whose mic is good. Go ahead.
Sir, me.
Jay Kishore, yes, go ahead.
1st July, solid tip top clothing 50 units of rupees 2,200.
On
Each
1st July, what happened? Sold Tip Top clothing. Okay, sold to Tip Top clothing. What did you sell?
50 suits
50 suits of 2,200 each.
on
Okay.
2 months.
On a 2-month credit. Okay,
in a
2-month credit. Okay,
number 2.
this is number 1. So what do you do? Okay, it is credit for sure. It is credit for sure, and it is, you know, goods only. Goods only. Your business is textiles or maybe garments or clothes. Particularly, your business is clothes. Okay, so you're selling goods, materials, cloth material, right? On 1st July, bring this date and drop in the date column on 1st July. Okay, then write the name of the person, customer who is purchasing this. Okay, what is this? Tip Top Clothing is the customer. Who is this? Tip Top Clothing. And what are you selling him? You're selling 50 suits of 2,200 each. You're selling 50 suits. Okay, you're selling 50 suits. And write if there's an invoice number right here. Okay, now ledger folio is blank, nothing is given. If it is given, you could have written, and in the amount column you can write in the amount column, okay, 1,000, 10,000, 1,000, I'm sorry, 1,10,000 is the total. 1,10,000 is the total, right? Now come to second transaction. I want somebody to attempt the second transaction. Second transaction. Yes, ma'am. Please volunteer.
11 July, sold to New Indian Woolens 100 sweaters at the rate rupees 250 each on invoice number 55.
On 11th July, sold to New India. Okay, date, you bring this date, okay, and write in the date column, okay, and take the name of the customer to whom you're selling on credit. It is New India Woolen, okay, right here in the particulars column, and write the details of the goods you're selling. You're selling 100 sweaters. Look at this, 100 sweaters you're selling, okay, at 250 per sweater. Okay, 100 sweaters at 250, right? And the invoice number is 55, right? The 55 invoice number, and ledger folio, if it is there, right, otherwise leave it blank. And the total 250 into 100, is it correct? 25,000.
Yes.
Yeah, 25,000 is the amount. Okay, next, on 13th July, I want somebody to read it.
Received an order from Modern Clothing for 100 trousers at the rate of 500 rupees at trade discount of 10%.
On 13th July, received an order from Modern Clothing. Order only it is received, okay, for 100 trousers at 500 at a trade discount. Look at this one. This is what we have discussed about in the previous classes. I think last class or before that we discussed trade discount. What is trade discount? Again, for a recap. What is trade discount? What is a trade discount? A discount given on the MRP. That's it. Allowance given on the MRP. The price, the list price is trade discount. Let's say 100 trousers at 500. 100 into 500. How much? 50,000. Yes, 50,000 rupees. So 50,000 is the amount total, and 10% discount on that is 5,000. Yeah, we record only 45,000 instead of recording okay 50,000, right? We will deduct the discount, remove the discount. But here in this context, we don't record anything, not even a bit, not even a word. The third transaction we will not be recording. We don't record even a bit of third transaction. Why?
They are not sold.
Jai Kishore, mute ma. Jai Kishore, mute yourself.
They are not sold, sir.
They are not sold. They are still in the process. The purchase order is received from the customer. You have received a request, and that request has to be executed. The invoice has to be generated. Okay, invoice has to be generated. And when the invoice is generated and the goods are sent, at least if the goods are on transit, you can say sale. The goods are not, the invoice itself is not generated. It is still at the PO level, purchase order level. Okay, therefore you cannot call it a sale, because before the invoice generation, at any time he may cancel the sale. He may cancel the purchase order, sorry. He may cancel the purchase order. So therefore you can't call it sale. It is not a sale. Therefore, it does not enter into sales book. Good. Go ahead, Janvi.
17th July, sold 50 sarees to Lunkad Brothers at the rate of 750 each.
Yeah, 17th July, sold 50 sarees. Okay, to Lunkad Brothers at 750 each. Okay, sold sarees, cash or credit is not mentioned. What shall we do? There's no cash, there's no credit mentioned. What shall we do?
We should take it under a cash transaction.
We should take it as a cash transaction. This is not mentioned. Cash is not mentioned. Cash is not mentioned.
Even credit is also not mentioned, no, sir.
Even credit is also not mentioned. But I dare to say we should treat it as a credit transaction. Wow.
Because sold, no, sir.
Yeah, it is sold. It is sold. Yeah. Now, Janvi is arguing, why can't you treat it as, why can't you make it as a cash sale? It is sold. But I say, I contend with this Janvi, it cannot be cash, it should be credit. It should be credit. Is there anybody to defend me, my statement? It is a credit sale. It is sold. It is credit sale, but not a cash sale. Why it is a cash? Why it is not a cash sale, but credit sale? Is there anybody to defend me, support me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Kishore, tell me why.
Because it's sold, no, sir. It is
Yeah.
belongs to credit side only, no, sir.
Yeah. It is sold. Yes, I am also saying sales. Janvi also says it is sales only. But Janvi's argument is it is cash sales, because nothing is mentioned. I am saying because cash is not mentioned, cash also is not mentioned, credit also is not mentioned, of course. Because nothing is mentioned, I call it credit sale. Why?
Sir, because we have the name here as Lunkad Brothers, no, sir.
That is the reason. Very good, Abdul. Damn, very good. That is the reason. You know, why? When do we write name? We write name when we had to collect money or when we have to pay money. In the context of paying money, when we are obligated to pay, and in the context of we are supposed to receive money, we remember their names. because we have to pay and we have to receive. Linkar brothers have to pay. We are supposed to receive. If you don't write the name, and how do you, from where do you collect? So therefore, we have to mention their name. Because the name is mentioned, then we conclude that there is no cash paid. Therefore, when name is mentioned, cash credit not mentioned, it is a credit transaction. When name is mentioned and cash and credit are not mentioned, it is a credit transaction. Name is mentioned, cash also is mentioned, it's a cash transaction. Okay, nothing is mentioned, only cash is mentioned, it's a cash transaction. Okay, right? Name is
Yes,
not
sir.
mentioned, credit also is not mentioned, but nothing is mentioned, cash also is not mentioned. It is a cash transaction when there is no name. Okay, right. So name is there, therefore it is a credit transaction. Let us bring this and drop here. 17th July, right in the date column. Okay, sold to Lunkard Brothers. Lunkard Brothers is the customer. Write his name in the particulars column and the details of sales to him. 50 saris, 50 saris, 50 saris at 750 each. 50 saris at 750 each. The amount comes to 37,500. 37,500. Okay. Next is 25th July. Yeah, Dominic, can you continue, please? 25th July.
25th July, sold T-shirts at exhibition hall for cash of rupees 7,500.
On 25th July, sold T-shirts at exhibition hall for cash. It is goods only. It's very much goods. It is sale. It is sale. Okay, but you are not recording here. You don't record here. For the reason you don't record it here, for the reason, okay, that cash word is mentioned. It's a cash transaction.
Cash.
We don't write cash. Yes, we don't write cash sales here. We write only credit sales. Credit sales. Remember, we write here only credit sales. Okay. You know, these problems are very easy, but you know, when you get confused a bit like this, the whole problem goes wrong and you get a wrong answer. And in accounting, either you get 10 out of 10 or 0. Okay, for this problem, I think you get 5 marks. Either you get 5 marks or 0. That's it. You know, fellow like me, little considerative, for the format sake, I may give you 1 mark. That's it. But if this answer is wrong, I'll give you just 1 mark because you have endeavored to write all this format and all that. All right? Otherwise, it deserves 0 if you get wrong answer here. So therefore, be careful. Be careful. Right. So here again, cash sales at exhibition hall are not recorded. This is an explanation. Also merely getting an order. You know, when in my absence, this will help you because this is what you will understand. This is what we discussed in the class. This will tell you. Right, ma? Right. Returns inward book. Returns inward. Returns outward means we are the customers to our suppliers. So when we are returning back the purchases that we have made, that is returns outward. Okay. When we sold goods and our customers return those goods back, that is returns inward. Returns inward. Okay. Returns inward. Who will read this? Safe, read.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
The transactions relating to goods which are returned by the customers. Sir, just a minute.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, sir. The transactions relating to goods which are returned by the customers for various reasons, such as not according to sample or not up to the mark, etc., contained in this book. It is also known as sales return book. Generally, when a customer returns goods to suppliers, he issues a debit note for the value of the goods returned by him. Similarly, the supplier who receives those goods issues a credit note.
Yeah. Right. You know, if you're a seller, Okay, you are a trader. Okay, you are a seller. You are, you know, in your books only the accounts are maintained. When you are selling goods on credit, you send those goods, okay, you send those goods to purchaser. The purchaser, okay, the purchaser, let's say 1 lakh worth goods he has received, and 20,000 worth goods are not as per the purchase order. He found that they are different from what is mentioned in the purchase order that he sent to us. Okay, so 20,000 worth goods he is returning back. He's sending back to us. He sends those goods, 20,000 worth goods to us back with a debit note. He sends with a debit note those 20,000 worth goods to us, the seller. Okay, the seller, right? So this is the format of the returns inward book or sales returns book. Returns inward means sales returns. Returns outward means purchases returns. Returns outward, purchases returns. Okay, returns inward, sales returns book. Okay, right. Look at the columns. Date, particulars, invoice number, outward invoice number, ledger folio. Okay, and these two are the amount columns subdivided into detailed amount column and total amount column. Okay, and you can write the remarks here, remarks. Okay, now I said the last one, okay, the remarks column, you know, this remarks column will not be there here. Okay, it is here, right? Remarks column. Okay, now let's take an illustration. Let's take a problem and we'll check how we can fit it best in the solution. Yeah, enter the following transactions in returns inward book. 2003, April 6, 2003. Returned by Schenker 30 shirts each costing rupees 150 due to inferior quality. On April 8, Amar Tailors returned 100 Baba suits each costing rupees 100 on account of being not in accordance with their order. On 21st April 2003, TN Stores returned 12 silver sets each costing 200 being not in accordance with the order. Okay, now these reasons you're writing in the remarks column, okay, right. Now please check what are the things that we can record here. Okay, record. On April 6, bring the date and write here. And particulars, returned by Schenker. Okay, Schenker is our customer who is returning 30 shirts each costing 150. Okay, so let's say if there are 3-4 items for Schenker, you will write those 3-4 items in the inner column and the total you can take it to the outer column. Okay, since there's only one item, you can bring this 4,500 to the outer column directly. 4,500 in the outer column you can write. And what is to be written in the remarks column, the reason for sending these goods back due to inferior quality, they are being sent back by Schenker to us. Next is 8th April 2003, Amar Tailors return. Amar Tailors, 8th is what the date, Amar Tailors is the customer, okay, and he returned 10 Baba suits, each costing 100. 10 Baba suits, okay, 10 Baba suits, each costing 100 at 100 each, okay, and the total is 1,000. There's only one item, okay, at from Schenker Tailors, I'm sorry, Amar Tailors, okay, therefore you can take this 1,000 to the outer column, right? If there are 3-4 items from Amar Tailors, you can write all those 3-4 items here and take the total to the outer column. But here there's only one item, so straight away this 1,000 can be taken to the outer column of the amount. Okay, next, on 21st of April 2003, TN Stores returned 12 silver sets, each costing 200. Okay, each costing 200. TN Stores is the customer. On 21st is the date. What happened? What are the details? They have returned 12 silver sets, each costing 200. What's the amount? 12 into 2, 200, 2,400. There's only one item. Okay, had it been 3-4 items, we will write one item here, 2 items, 3 items, and total we would take to the outer column. Since there's only one item, you can take it directly to the outer column, and the total is, okay, you can take 2,400. Okay, now look at the total of the outer column. 4,500 plus 1,000, 5,500 plus 2,400, 7,900 is the total of the purchase and sales returns book. Sales returns book. Sales returns book total is 7,900. In sales account, we write by writing buy sundry 7,900 and close the account. That's it. Instead of writing all these items in sales account, we write simply buy sundries. Okay, buy sundries. Sundries means various, and we write we write this amount 7,900. Doubts, please? Yeah, in this, any questions or doubts you want to clarify? Any questions?
No, sir.
No, sir.